Hello, Liz here with another craft. This is Tuesday the 21st of July 2020, and what I've done is I bought two of these boards here from Hobby Lobby when they were 90% off, so I paid $1.79 for this board. And I was thinking that I could take this leaf off and use it for something and then use the board for something. Well, when I went to take the leaf off, it kind of broke into pieces. Whatever glue they used was really, really good. So, we're not going to be using the leaf. And what I'm going to do is paint the sections, try to leave these area here where you can see the indentation where it looks like shiplap. I'm going to try to leave those alone. And then I'm just painting these sections here. So I have this can of Valspar Ultra Premium Eggshell Finish that my daughter gave me, and I'm going to use that to paint the board. And I've already stirred it up. I have this 2-inch brush, and I'm just going to brush it on. Hopefully I can keep it out of the cracks. Now, I did put the link to the stencil that we're going to be using today. It's this one here, I Choose Joy, and we're going to use it in pieces. I'm not going to cut it apart, but we're going to use different pieces of it in different areas. This is in the 8x11 section of Magnolia. And then we're going to use different colors of the chalk paste, which I put the link to the chalk paste also in the description. So I think we'll only have to use one coat of this paint. Pretty thick. Now, of course, you can use whatever paint you have. You can use craft paint. I'm just using this because I have it. I wanted some off-white, so I figured I would use it. Use what you have, so you don't have to go buy any more stuff, unless you just want to. Okay. So I'm keeping this the way it is because I want it to look like separate boards. And I did put on my apron today so I wouldn't get anything on my clothes. And as we go along, I'll let you know what we're using and how we're going to use it. Now, right now, Hobby Lobby does have their spring section on sale for 66% off. I'm hoping that they'll reduce it even further, but it's been a couple weeks. They've had it on sale for that. I'm just going to see if I can get some of this out of the crack. Yep, that's not working. And then I got a hair on here. Come on off. There we go. Okay. Well, we'll just go with it the best we can. I like getting my the pieces that I'm going to stencil on or change. I like to not pay any more than a couple dollars. So I get a lot of my stuff from the Dollar Tree, from Goodwill, although Goodwill seem to raise their prices quite a bit. Like, they'll have stuff in there that you know you can get at the Dollar Tree and they want double the price. So I don't know. I'm just going to keep looking at Hobby Lobby, hoping for their 90% off sales. I don't know, does that make me cheap? Thrifty? Cheap? I don't know. You know, since the color is a lot different, I am going to go around the edges too. Okay, we just have a little bit more here on this board. Okay, so this is what we have right now, and then I'm going to go around the edges. Bit more paint here. And then we just have this piece right here, and then where I put my fingers. Okay. Alright, so we're going to set this aside. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Let me get this, I guess it's a brush here. Get that off. Set this aside. I'm going to put my lid on my paint. And then we're going to use some Mod Podge and do this board. So I need a wipe here to wipe off my hand. And if you like this video and you think someone else might like it, please do this. I would appreciate it. And if you make any of the projects from any of the videos that I've put out there, and they're on YouTube also, then please feel free to do this and post to Liz's craft page if you make something, and put a picture there so I can see it. Okay, so I got my Mod Podge here. I'm just going to shake it up, put some in the lid, and then I'm going to Mod Podge this. Now this material is from an old upholstery book that was no longer usable, and the upholstery place gave me 3 books for free. So I'm using this side of it. Really, this is the correct side, but I like this side better. So, I'm just going to put Mod Podge on the front part of this board. And of course you can always go back and watch the replays. They're in the video section of Liz's craft page. And like I said, they're also on my YouTube channel. And that's just Liz Yonke for the YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm just going to put this face down, well, with the side I want, up, facing up, on this board, and then I'm smoothing it down. And then I'm going to put Mod Podge on this part of the board to also put the material on there. And then we will use the hot glue gun for the back portion. Okay. Smoothing it down. And then I think I'm going to use hot glue on these rough edges here. I just think it'll work a little bit better. So I just put a generous amount. And then I'm just smoothing it down. Same thing to this edge. I just felt like the Mod Podge would soak in a whole lot on the rough edges, and then it wouldn't be holding my material on as well. So I am going to clean out the lid of my Mod Podge. And I'm going to set this aside. And then we're going to continue on with our hot glue and our material, which it looks like I need another piece of glue stick. So I'm just gluing that down, and this is our front part. Do the same thing to the side, and then when we're done with the ends, then we will do the corners. Put 3 strips of glue on this piece because it's longer. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and work on the corners next. So I just folded that down like that. I just want to make our corners on the inside, the outside here look pretty. So this is what we have. See how nice that looks on the outside portion? Okay, so we're going to do the other side. Just trying to get it in to where I think it's going to look good. And then I put my hot glue on. And then I do the inside part here. And then I do this right here. Okay. So again, I'm going to take this like this. it doesn't really matter what the back looks like, it's the front part that you want to look nice. Okay. Hot glue is your friend, and I always use the low temperature glue gun so I don't get blisters. So this is our board, and we're just going to stencil right now on this material the word joy. Nothing else, just the word joy. So I'm going to try to center this in the middle. Center this on the board. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I was thinking I want to do my word joy in this sugar plum pink. And I'm going to stir this up. It's supposed to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. I just think I need to put a little bit of distilled water in this. And then I'm just going to stir it up. It just looked a little bit drier than sour cream. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. So I'm going to take my squeegee. I'm going to dip it in my chalk paste. And I'm just going to do the word joy. Now I am going to use the whole stencil today, but just not on this portion of the plaque. And hopefully it will turn out the way I envision it in my head. Okay, this is what we got so far. I still need to do the Y. So I'm going to turn it this way so I can get to it a little easier. And I'm hoping that I won't have to clean the stencil until I'm totally finished with everything that I want to stencil on it. But I don't know. But I am done with the pink. I'm going to put it up, and then I'm going to take this off. Ooh, that looks good. And this is what we have. And that is joy. So I'm going to set that aside. Now, we need to get our board. And I want to make sure it is totally dry. So I'm going to use my heat gun on it. And in case you haven't noticed, I've cleaned off my work area a little bit, so I have more room. Now you can see through this just a little bit, but I think when we get our stencil on there, you won't even notice it. So I'm not going to put another coat on it. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to have to mark where I'm going to put my board on here so that I know where to put my stencil for the next portion. Okay, that feels pretty dry. I'm hoping it's not going to pull up once I start putting my stencil on it. And I probably should have went ahead and fuzzed my stencil, just so I wouldn't have to with this on it right now, but I think it'll be okay if I do it now. Oh yeah, it's not that sticky. Okay, so first off, I want to get my board here, and I want to mark it where I want to put it on this board. So I'm just going to take my pencil, and I'm just going to put little corners here where this would go, and then I'm hoping I can clean that off when we're done. So what I want to do is put I choose at the top here. Just I choose, and I'm gonna do that in, I was gonna do this in green, yeah, I was gonna do it in this Sahara Gold chalk paste. So it looks pretty good, but when I get finished using it, I'm going to put some distilled water in it. Now, when I do stuff like this, I don't cut my stencils apart because I like the way they are, so I just try to use them, you know, without cutting them. I like the way they're spaced and everything, and I figure if I cut them, and then if I wanted to use the whole thing, I would not be able to put it back exactly the way it would need to go. So put 3 squirts in there, put the lid on, put that up, and let's see what we have. Ooh, not too bad. I see the eye didn't come out as well, but you know, that just kind of gives it a little rustic look. So I'm going to continue on with, let me get this piece of fuzz off of here, with the next portion. And let me, okay, so we're going to do these edges around the side here. And you know what? I don't mind if it goes underneath the board a bit. So I think I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to like that look. So I'm just going to do this side here. this here down to here. And I'm going to do that in the orange. And this is pumpkin. So I'm going to need to put a couple squirts of water in this when I'm finished with it. So I'm going to wipe off my squeegee. So this is going to be a bright little plaque here. And so I'm just trying to be careful not to get it in the other sections. This is what I have so far. Hey Tracy, hi Dave. Okay, I want to go all the way to that dot. Okay, I think we got all this, so we want to go and do the other side. It's not doing so well. And I'm guessing that's because, maybe this needed to cure more. But we're going to continue on, and I'm going to do the other side. There's a lump right there, so that's probably, oh, there we go, it's just a piece of glue. I thought it was the board. Okay, so we're going to do the orange in this portion right here. And I'm wondering if maybe I need a little water in my pumpkin. Let me try that. See if it makes a difference. Again, I'm being careful not to get this in the other areas. Just the area that I want to be orange. All the way to this dot here. Looks like we got everything. Now maybe this did a little better, but we'll find out. Eventually we'll find out. Oh yeah, a little bit. So apparently my orange was a little dried out, so I needed to add more water. But I mean, it still had a little bit of that out of there, so I just think it looks a little good. I might even take a piece of sandpaper over top of it and lightly sand so that it gives it a more rustic look. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get this on here without messing up. Well, you know what? Just let me dry it. That'll take care of that. Oh, dude. Let me get this off of here. So see that chalk paste just came right off of here. And let me get another wipe because that one was kind of dried out. This is anyway, so I'm going to dry this. Oh, I'm trying to take that off, and that's my mark where I'm supposed to put my board. Crazy, huh? Ooh, see, I got this right here, so let me wipe that off. There we go. Just a little more. Alright. Let me put some more water in here. And this is distilled water. And then I'm going to do the green, which is mint green. And I need to clean this off so I can use it. And then we're going to put this on here and do this bottom part. So I need to figure out where I want it. Great. So let me try that again. Okay. I think that's straight. So I'm just going to do this part here in the green, the mint green. Just got some on there. And then when we get that board on there, we're going to see how it all comes together. I hope it looks okay. I just picked out the material right before we went live. Actually, I was going to paint the other board, but then I decided to use the material instead. Okay. So here we go. Ooh, that turned out better. See that? Okay. So now that I'm finished with my stencil, I'm going to put it face down in water. Now, when you use your stencils and you wash them, it's best to take them to your kitchen sink where you have a sprayer and you just spray on it. Rub your finger on it. There's also a stencil cleaner sponge from Magnolia. and it takes the chalk paste off really well. And actually your finger does a pretty good job, but the inks are a little bit harder to get off. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this with my my heat gun. See if I have any other parts that need to come off. Looks pretty good. Now, if you didn't like the way this came out, you can just wipe it all down. You can use paper towel and water or whatever, and you can start over. I'm going to try to use one of these on it. Now this is the light-sided sanded side. The light, you know, you have coarse and fine. This is the finest, so I'm going to try that. I'm going to go around the edges of this board first. You see where it's just putting this right here? It gives it more of a worn look, you know, like what they call farmhouse or antique or, you know, whatever. Okay, so I did that all around. Then I'm just going to see what this is going to look like if I go over this. So let's hope I don't mess it up. Hey, Georgie. So it's just giving it, you know, making it look worn. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of it. And also the chalk paste, it raises up a little bit. So this is actually taking that raised portion off. Okay, so I'm going to get, I think this wipe here, and I'm just going to wipe it very lightly, very lightly. I'm not even really touching it much because I don't want it to come off, but I just wanted to get some of the residual off of there. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and we have our joy right here. I choose joy. So I'm going to find my marks here, and actually I'm going to try to erase some of this. I wonder what I could use. I wonder if my wipe would work. Yeah, it is working actually. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Maybe no one will notice my little marks on there. Is that bad? So, not quite sure how I'm going to do this because the glue dries so quickly. Maybe I could just do the corners. Do the corners and then a little bit in the middle. And of course, I would run out of glue. So here, here, here. Put some more there, here, here, and here. Okay, let's get this on here before it dries. Okay, so there you have it. This is what we started out with, and I wanted to use the leaf and take it off and use it, but I don't know what kind of glue they used, but it was really good. So I got this at Hobby Lobby for 90% off. It was $1.79. So I thought that would, and it already has a hanger on it. I thought it would be good for one of my projects. So we took it from this, You Are My Sunshine, to this, I Choose Joy. Is this something that you might try? So what I'll do is I'll hang it up and, hey Jim, I'll take a picture of it and put it on Liz's craft page. And we'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 Central. And, hey Shannon, and I will think of another craft for us to do. I don't know what it's going to be yet. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. And of course, you can always watch the replays, not a problem. But if you want any of the products that I've used, as far as the chalk paste or the stencils, I did put the link. You can go to lizyonke.magnoliadesignco.com and you can see all the different items they have. Now, you don't, if you go to all for the stencils, you don't see all the stencils. You have to actually click on the different sizes to see all of the stencils. So, and the holiday ones, you would have to click on it separately too. So, if you use my link to order anything, I get a little percentage. And that's how I can keep crafting and showing you guys more crafts. I can use that money to buy supplies. Well, until 11:30 tomorrow, I will see you, and in the meantime, keep crafting.